Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. And for this one we are going way back to 1982, the year that the Commodore 64 was first released. So this is an extremely early Commodore 64 game. This is Shadowfax, which was released by Postern and was written by Mike Singleton. He of Lords of Midnight fame, and then later on Midwinter. To say he started in well, he started off with something a lot more basic than either of those two, that's for sure. So the idea of the game is that you are Gandalf riding Shadowfax, so obviously based on Lord of the Rings, and you are basically trying to evade the Black Riders. Though if you've read Lord of the Rings or seen the fucking terminally boring films, you will know that there are 9 Black Riders. Yeah, that changes a bit in this game. So let's get a game underway and off we go. So it would also help if I'd actually got the controls right. So well, as you can see, you only get one life. But yeah, right, let's try that again. So the controls then are up and down and fire. That's it. So, I mean, you can, if you want to, just avoid the Black Riders. As you can see, far more than 9 have already ridden past me, but still. Yeah, I was going to crash into them whether I wanted to or not. But of course, just riding along means you don't score anything. So, fire, and you fire this magic bolt. Now, the thing is, the bolt will fire for as long as you hold down the fire button. Once you let go, the bolt then explodes, and you can only destroy the Black Riders if you release the fire button over them. Otherwise it just goes straight through them. Now annoyingly, the the webcam part of this video is right on top of my score. The score you see on the other side there, that 20, that's the high score. It's 10 points for each Black Rider you take out. But this is it. This is the entire game. So yeah, so I've now got a new high score. But yeah, this is all you do. To say it gets repetitive is a masterpiece of understatement. And I did have this game back in the day. I got it basically because I was a big fan of Lord of the Rings back then. So yeah, I saw this Shadowfax. Oh yes, really, to do with Lord of the Rings. So I thought, yeah, I'll get that. That proved to be a great move, that, didn't it? To say how old this game is, when you bought it, there was actually 2 versions. The Commodore 64 version was on one side of the tape, and on the other side of the tape was the VIC-20 version. The VIC-20 version ran on an unexpanded VIC-20, didn't need any kind of memory pack. And to be honest, I was more impressed with the VIC-20 version than I was with the Commodore 64 version. The Commodore 64 version, the sprites are smaller. The VIC-20, they're much bigger. And the VIC-20 version doesn't have the scrolling trees, but I mean, oh, come on. Even in '82, we were expecting games to be a bit more sort of, you know, sophisticated than this. This is unbelievably fucking simple, and it takes no time at all for it to get fucking boring, because we're not doing anything. Well, we're not doing hardly anything. I mean, how many fucking Black Riders is Mordor sending out, for fuck's sake? So, what was I saying? So I was 510, my new high score. So let's get on with the graphics then. Well, the actual review. We'll start with the graphics. To be honest, for 82, I think the graphics are okay. What there are. I mean, the animation on the horses, I think, looks fine. And, well, I suppose you could say, yes, the trees look like trees. And that's it really for the graphics. In terms of audio, well, again, the sound effects of the, you know, the horse hooves and that, they sound good. The sound of the old lightning bolt that you send out gets a bit annoying. And that's it. That's all of the audio taken care of. And there's no music. There's no title page of any kind. And the gameplay is monumentally simple, overly so. So it gets very tedious and very repetitive very quickly. Also looks like it hasn't saved my high score, unless the high score is actually, yeah, okay, the high score is the one that the webcam has covered over. I can live with that. Why did I fire that? So how do I rate the game? Well, it's pretty bland, to put it mildly. But this is one of those games that I had forgotten all about, and I just happened to stumble across a mention of it. I thought, oh yeah, I had that. And I had a rough idea of what it was all about. But yeah, I don't remember it being as unbelievably repetitive as it is. Because, I mean, this genuinely is the entire game. There's nothing more to it. It's not like you get past this stage and go on to a new stage. This is the whole game from start to finish. So, what do I score it? I'll score it 2 out of 10 because I think the animation on the horses is pretty good, especially for 1982, this early in Commodore 64's lifespan. And the audio on the you know, the sound of the horses running, well, your horse anyway when it's running, that sounds alright. But that's it. Gameplay is utterly forgettable. It's boring, you know, as simple as that. Maybe try it once for sheer novelty value, but don't expect anything to keep your interest in the slightest, because this doesn't. So there you go, that is Shadowfax for Commodore 64, 2 out of 10. That brings this review to an end, and we will see you at the next one.